Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut, and I am your host, Jody Coleman, in the building. And we'll have a full house very, very soon. But right now we got Ray more than just a barber, Lindsay in the building. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, what up, man? How everybody feeling tonight?
Yeah. we got my guy Rail all the way from San Antonio, Texas. Man, how you doing?
I'm feeling great, man. How two of my favorite brothers doing today, man? How y'all feeling up there?
Feeling great, man. It's cold. Trying to melt the snow. We're feeling good.
Hey, y'all buy heated shovels? There's a thing I saw it online. It's a heated shovel. You ever heard of that shit?
You know what? I just seen that. No, we do not buy them here. You better have a snowblower here. Or you better use your children with the child labor laws.
Hey, I ain't mad. I know I'd be doing that.
You with us, Jody? Are you on a delay?
Hey, Ray, did you see you see the dude that got his scalp peeled back, the boxer?
Oh, did I? Hey, man.
You know they said nigga paid $700 for that shit.
I seen that. Yeah, he need to get a refund because it didn't. That was for one night and one night only, and it didn't even last the whole night.
They put that shit on with Elmer's glue or what?
Hey, first of all, he shouldn't have been boxing with it anyway. That's just dumb.
I guess the shit just got sweaty and just started moving around. My man hit it right. It slid right off.
Hey, think about it though. If you getting punched and a dude, and you, you sweating and he hitting you upside the head and all this stuff, man. Look, you gon' get what you gon' get, and he got what he got, and that's what it is. Mike, the people's champ, man. What's going on, brother?
Man, you know what time it is. I'm right here. Shit.
Mike, how many hurricane hats do you have, bro?
Enough to wear every fucking episode it needs be.
This nigga got more hurricane hats than underwear. What the hell?
I rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah.
No, I ain't had no haircut in the last 2 weeks, so I'm waiting on getting my haircut on Thursday.
Yeah, no doubt. We got Michael, the people's champ, in the building. We got my man Larry back in the building, man. Larry had been MIA. I know, Larry, the reason why our YouTube channel, man, they took us down. They tried to stop us, but they can't stop Against the Grain Sports. So we back in the building. So I know you had a hard time finding us, but we're back. King Ming said, let's go trade at everyone. Hell, might even trade one of my co-workers. That's crazy work. He said, good evening to my dogs, a.k.a. the Jody, a.k.a. the preacher is Soul Smooth, and Ray is the man. He said, Uncle Mike is in the building. And then Larry said, dude needs to go ahead and go to Turkey and get a hair transplant. Y'all crazy for that.
That's facts.
That's crazy work, man. So today is going to be a NBA definitely driven show today, man, because y'all know It is the NBA trade deadline, man, and it's been a few things going across the wire, hot off the presses. We still got a couple more. Well, we got 2 days left, I believe. I think it's Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're waiting for Ja Morant. We're waiting for guys like Giannis. What are they gonna do with those guys? But let's get right into some of the trades that was actually made already. Let's start right here with the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics went ahead and traded. Not even sure what that is. They went ahead and started getting some reinforcements. I'm wondering if they're doing this because they believe that that the real Batman, I guess you want to say, Jason Tatum is going to be back because that's the only way I can see them trying to do that if they want to try to win a championship, perhaps. But they went ahead and traded Anthony Simons, very good player to the Bulls. The Bulls, they get Volkovich in return. Ray, what do you think about this particular trade right here?
I'm not shocked because I think we all talked about this a little bit. Anthony Simon wasn't going to be there by the end of this year. I want to say we said this at the beginning of the season. But I knew when they got him, I'm like, is that going to be too much, for like you said, Jody, you got to be knowing that Jason Tatum, the leader of that team, is really going to be on his way back. Let me do my take.
I love this. I love this.
Ray, I love how he went to you first on this topic. Anyway, so just please.
The leader of this team, man, can go out there and come back and really show his leadership and do what he need to do. But that's the only thing that makes sense. They lost a lot. They lost their big men by, giving up Porzingis, giving up Al Horford. So bringing Vujacic in here is a smart move on them. They normally run through they big man. They normally have a solid big guy. So this is perfect for them by bringing Nikola Vujacic into the fold. I like that move for them.
Okay, so what do you think about this, man? Of course, first for the Boston side, who are really contending for a championship in the Eastern Conference. A lot of injuries. They let's go ahead and strike with the iron is hot, and their best player is on the shelf right now, the 5-time All-NBA first team guy. Solon Sports, what do you think about this trade, and how does it help both teams?
Well, the Bulls got them a point guard for the future. Like Ray said, I think we did mention that Simons wasn't going to be in Boston very long. They traded him there, but he's on the last year of his deal. So we're assuming Boston, they got enough money in the salary cap. They're not going to give this guy some money also. So they probably got him there just to trade him, just to use him until Tatum got back, him and his painted on hairline. This should look fake. Y'all think it's just fake?
I don't think his is fake. I think
it's as real as Notre Dame's coach, Marcus Freeman.
It's a lot of spray paint being used on these hairlines.
Nah, his is real. Marcus is just gray.
It's just
I don't think Marcus want to show how gray he is right now.
But I think it's a good, like you said, and the Bulls gave up a big, and you can never have enough bigs.
Yo.
I mean, the Celtics definitely need more bigs. So that's one of the weaknesses on the roster. Ray brought up the unicorn. That's not even counting him as a big because he's never healthy. Size matters in the NBA, and they needed some more size in the paint. You got to fill the paint up. You can't fill it up with little man. You got to have some girth down there in the paint, and they got that when they brought Vujacic, however the fuck you say his name, over. So we'll see how that works out once Jason Tatum gets back with his crispy hairline. Hold on, so you talking about they need to fill up the paint? Yeah. Isn't that what Jaylen Brown was doing when he was putting paint on other people's shirts? He got that. Hey, you know when somebody paints a wall, you're supposed to put a wet paint sign on. He didn't do that shit. He didn't let it dry. He just went out there and started balling.
Him and the dude that was boxing on Saturday got the same bar.
That's crazy work. Hey, what's up? Hey, she said, what's up to the fam? She said, Mike, it's Black History Month. You got 25 more days to eat chocolate And King Mink said all sides matter. That's crazy work. Mike, what do you think about this trade, man? The Celtics are already competing in the Eastern Conference, but they know they need one more piece. I know you don't like to admit it, but it's cool. I mean, because you want to be right.
Are you going to ask me the question, or are you going to keep talking?
But I'm gonna ask the question. This is my show. Don't do that.
What's with the attitude, bro?
Right, he got attitude coming in already. Anyway, like I said, it must be some inside information. There must be some inside information about Jason Tatum coming back, because they look like they're about to try to make a push. What do you think about this trade right here? How does it help both teams?
Well, I know where to start. With the foundation of the team. See, when you're trying to build a championship, you start with your championship pieces. And the most vital piece to their championship, one championship that they have, is the guy that's carried them all season. And the general manager said, you know what? Batman just needs a little help, and I got a way to get him help so that if Robin shows up or not, we still can make a run, because we know that he can carry us to a championship because he has carried us to a championship. We don't think that he can carry us to a championship. We look at the hardware that says he's our MVP in the playoffs and in championships. So when we're trying to get to a championship, we've got the lead piece. Now let's go get some other pieces to make up for the frail, light-skinned DeBarge guy that I'm certain gets extra kudos in our current situation due to his fair-naturedness as well. So I think that clearly the Boston Celtics saw their MVP in the last finals that they won, needing a little assistance from carrying this team the whole first half of the season on his back, like a true number one is supposed to do.
So, hey, Mike, I guess stress is why his hair is falling out from carrying the team. That's why his hair is falling out.
It might be. And that's cool, because to whom much is given, much is expected. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Hey, my man, y'all, bro, on the bench, he said OKC, which is his team. He's an OKC fan. He didn't just get on the bandwagon. He's been an OKC fan, I think, when it was in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. He said, don't get hyped on trade deadline. We know how to draft and build on our shit. Thunder up. I got to give him credit.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
And also, too, I got to give him credit, too. This dude is an Eagle fan. This dude know how to win championships. I don't know what's going on.
I need him to pick my lotto numbers in.
This guy is successful in life. This dude is building all kind of properties all over the city of Dayton. Hey, big shout out to my guy, man.
Shout out to the guy.
So, but this is my thing. And I'm not gonna get into the back and forth. But when you had a 5-time first team All NBA player, and nobody on that team has ever even made a first team All NBA or even All NBA first or second team, and then to say that they're being carried by them, even though they average more points, rebounds, and assists, I don't know a team that's getting carried by somebody that's leading all those statistical categories. But I think this move, I think the Boston Celtics, who are a very, very educated organization, may know something we don't know, that Jason Tatum may come back in March, be able to play about a month. We can't deny the great play that Jaylen Brown has been distributing, but they know he's not going to be enough to win a championship. There's nothing wrong, and I'm not knocking him. He's even having an MVP caliber season, but it's not going to be enough. But him and Jason Tatum together, I believe, will be enough. And then you put a guy in Vucevic down there that is going to be more productive than Porzingis and Al Horford combined. This is a double-double type of guy. So I think that Boston knows something we don't know, and they want to strike while the iron is hot in the Eastern Conference. With Halliburton being out injured, Indiana ain't making no noise. New York got a first-year head coach, and Detroit is still young. You want to get with Detroit before they get to their full potential. So I like this move for Jason Tatum. Also, Larry said Jason Tatum over Jaylen Brown, but I didn't say that. That's just the audience talking right there.
Jody, would you, if you're the GM of the Celtics, would you risk bringing Jason Tatum back? I know he thinks he's healthy. You know, he's probably doing 3-on-3. He's not playing full court and none of that thing, would you risk bringing him back, considering how much money you have invested in this guy? Or you just tell, hey, man, I know you want to come back and show what you can do. Just chill out and come back next season.
If he's cleared to play and he has a desire to play, we saw what and I know this is even a different sport. We saw what Adrian Peterson did after having a horrific injury. He came back in 8 months and then came back and rushed for 2,000 yards as the MVP. But go ahead.
Better season.
What do you think, Ray?
I think you bring him back. Because see, what they want to do is they want to compete for a championship. This ain't about preserving Listen, they knew what they was doing. They knew they were $300 million in, 305 to be exact. In with him, they know they 303 with or 302 with Jaylen Brown. So they know what they're doing. I'm bringing him back as soon as he can play. It's been what 9 to 10 months since he got injured. So bring him back.
Finals, right?
So so probably about 8 months in. Yeah. So bring him back as soon as possible. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, King Ming said Tatum needs to come back next year. Mike, what do you think? Do you think Jason Tatum should stay on the shelf, or should he come back and try to make a run while the Eastern Conference is kind of watered down?
Well, the Jackson 5 ain't complete without Tito, so bringing him back right now would help Michael and the rest of the Jacksons do what they normally do and perform at a high level. So he'll be a role player. He'll be supporting Batman. And so it's perfectly fine if they do that.
Did you call Jason Tatum Tito? He blacked out on us. He just called Jason Tatum.
It's the disrespect, because if we say anything, if I ever say there's a guy that averaged more points, rebounds, and assists on a team, and he's the second fiddle, he's only saying that because he wants his argument to be great. And I'm not going to fall victim to that.
Yeah. And my thing is, hey, Jody, and really, real talk, what it is, a light-skinned dude must have took his girl back in the day.
Right. I don't know what it is.
That looks like Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he don't like nobody light-skinned. I don't know. Maybe he got that. Hey, Ray, maybe it's like a school day situation. Remember, they'll wake up.
You want to be
Mike, do you have any old Christopher Williams albums at your house?
I put it to this way.
Maybe some I'll Be Sure. You have any of that at your house?
I have as many of those as Jody has Teddy Pendergrass, because clearly his selection and collection, I don't know what dark-skinned niggas did to him, but my God.
What are you talking about? I'm dark-skinned. That's a dumb thing.
And that's why we can't figure it out.
I'm darker than you. What are we talking about? Like,
Jody
I'm just non-biased.
The building.
Mike, I'm just non-biased. You will go to the depths of the end of Antarctica to try to prove a point that's wrong. You will never.
My point is right, because my point is more factual than anything that you say in this conversation, because you don't want to accept how those facts lined up, that when Boston Celtics won this current championship, there was one MVP of those finals, nobody else. That's a fact. I didn't make it up.
So did I make up that he's leading in points, rebounds, and assists? Did I make that up?
Was he the MVP?
Did I make that up? Did I make
Was he the MVP?
Yes, he was the MVP. So did I make that up?
He was not the MVP.
Did I make that up? Okay.
Yes, you're making it up that Jason Tatum was the MVP.
No, I didn't. I never said he was the MVP.
Let's say they need each other. They're like Bobby and Whitney. They need
I said Batman and Robin. The Batman has needed Robin. It's just the fact that at the most clutch time in that organization's history, Larry Bird, ML Carr, and Jaylen Brown can speak about being the most valuable players to a championship run.
And it wasn't ML Brown, it was Cornbread Maxwell.
Yeah, Cornbread Maxwell.
Hey,
Maxwell, Carr, both the same.
You know Mike Epps got a new stand-up, and it's called Delusional, right?
Ray, please, can you send that to him personally?
Another light-skinned guy, right? Ray,
is it out
on this too?
Ray, is it already out on YouTube?
Yeah, it's out on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Let's keep it moving, guys. All right, Solo Sports, man.
Yes,
Memphis went ahead and they just said, "Fuck, we gonna blow this thing up." They
motherfucker traded everybody.
I'm just gonna go with the top guy in the trade. Memphis went ahead and traded Jaren Jackson Jr. They sent him over to Utah. Only thing they got Walter Clady Jr., who was the NCAA basketball finals MVP. Cal Anderson, I think he played for Memphis at one point in time.
Yeah.
He's back. George Yang, whatever his name is, and Taylor Hendrickson. But the most important thing is the 3 first-round picks. I think is very important because Utah is a team is not going to make a playoff run. What do you think about this? Just go ahead and cut and bait with them for this.
Joe, who's Taylor Hendricks? I don't know who the fuck that is. Anybody know who that is?
I thought that was Jimi Hendrix people. I'm not
sure.
Well, Utah had them. Hey, we talked about size. They got plenty of size now. Utah got some versatile bigs.
Hey, man.
They do have versatile bigs. They can hit it from all different angles. They got they have a little versatility, you know.
Hey,
they hit all the walls.
You do. Before we move on, I can't even go further on the show.
What the hell y'all talking about?
I can't go further on the show. Happy birthday to my nephew, Donald, the voice of the youth, man. Our nephew in the building, man. We had a good conversation last night, man. Very good, productive conversation about Against the Grain Sports. Larry had one question. Where did Jason Tatum go to school at?
That brings me to my other point.
No, I'm just asking. Can you just answer a question? Jesus Christ.
He went to the school down the street from the University of North Carolina.
All right, that's all.
Wake Forest.
That's all Larry wants to know.
I had a question.
That makes sense.
I had a question. What does being the MVP mean?
It means that in the championship series that you played in every single sport, hockey, every team sport, every championship, every regular season has the player on that team that is deemed the most valuable player to that team. So, being that it is in every sport that there is, and it has been going on for decades, and guess what? Just because we have some millennials on here that think that everybody gets a trophy or thinks that all these other things, it's not going to change. There was an MVP of every sport every year for the last 50 some odd years that I can speak of for all of them that I've been on planet Earth.
And that brings you to my one last question. Does you getting the MVP mean you're better?
When you get the MVP, it means you're the most valuable player.
Yes or no?
And that means you're the most valuable player.
No?
He's not going to answer that question, Donald. We tried.
You're better. Yes or no?
Don't even
valuable player.
Don't even waste your breath. I'm about to go to Ray on this, and I'll get to you in a second, Donald. But it's crazy work because if that's the case, then Andre Iguodala is better than Steph Curry.
He is
LeBron is better than Isaiah.
LeBron.
Cornbread Maxwell's better than Larry Bird. I mean, if you're going with that,
no,
that is better than
that's
Tim
DPS.
Duncan. So
that's DPS kicking
no,
out.
I asked a question.
But yeah, Ray, what do you think about this trade right here, man? Jackson, man, I thought Jackson was going to be a mainstay in Memphis, but I guess they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna go ahead and move this dude." What do you think about this, Ray?
They've been alluding to that they were going to blow up this team since they traded Bang. Since Ja Morant was getting suspended last year. It's been kind of little breadcrumbs that let you know that they wasn't convinced with this team. I knew when Rich Paul said we should trade what's up boy's name for the Lakers, the white boy
Austin Reeves.
When they said they was gonna trade Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson, I said, "Oh, Jaren Jackson's name is really being out here in the trade talk." And so I knew right then it was only a matter of time. I don't know what's going on in Memphis. I don't understand what their mindset is. But I hope he finds a good home in Utah. This was the crazy thing, though. We knew that Walter Clayton Jr. was not going to stay with the Utah Jazz. That's what I'm looking at.
He's a good player too.
We don't even fucking know if he ain't been on the court. I don't even know.
Because remember, we was like, hold on. He said he didn't want to play for them.
Yeah.
Go back to previous episodes of Against the Grain Sports, the summer session. We talked about this when they drafted him. And I'm like, yo, he not gonna be there. And they got him up out of there as quick as possible. The next person who's gonna be gone is Dalton Connect. He need to get up out of the Lakers. But
Yeah, he's not getting no playing time.
He ain't getting no playing time.
Hold
but
on,
anyway,
real quick before I go to Mike Ray. Why Utah? Why not to a contender?
Honestly, I think with what they just did and with those draft picks, I think they're going to try to build a team around him.
Even with Ace Bailey out there?
I mean, or have them two together, build it around them. You know what I'm saying? That way you got mainstay guys. You know what you're gonna get out of Triple J. You know, Ace Bailey, he's a solid player. He's a real good player. Dude,
Keontae George and Lauren Marketing might be two of the best players in the league that we don't even hear about. So I don't know. Maybe Utah got something cooking because Danny Ainge built the Boston Celtics. And me and Mike having this argument about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, that's who brought them to the Boston Celtics. So he may know what's going on. Mike, what do you think about this trade right here?
I think Utah won big in this trade. I mean, they got Jaren Jackson. They got they were able to, if I'm correct, they were able to keep their first round draft pick, Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
And then they've got marketing, and then Kessler's out for the year, but he'll be back next year. He's a 7-footer. And then that allows you to play Jackson at the 4 and marketing at the 3. You're starting to cultivate a pretty good roster in Utah. Now, as far as Memphis goes, we've seen this move in sports several times before. Burn the shit down. It's just like the Carter in New Jack City. They're burning it down, and that's all there is to it. And we'll see if Ja Morant gets moved in the next 48 hours or not.
Don't forget about George. I believe George is the leading scorer for Utah. So you got George, you got Marketing. Both of those guys are 20-point scorers. Now you got to, because they give up more points than I've ever seen. Now, every time I look up, the Utah Jazz is giving up 130, 140 points, sometimes 150 points. King Mink said that he thinks Ja be traded next either Thursday or this summer. Eagles Philly in the building say good evening, good brother. Keep doing your thing. Stay safe and stay blessed. So our man out in Philly. Donald, man, talk to me about this trade. Why this trade, Donald?
I like it for Utah. And then as far as the Grizzlies sending Jaren Jackson to Utah, they don't care where they send you. Sometimes a team will work it out like, okay, you've been good to us, but they don't really care. The Memphis Grizzlies, everything was predicated on, because those guys are only that good around if Ja Morant's playing good. Mm-hmm. Now that they've seen the situation is not working out with Ja Morant, it's like, Bang, you're disposable. Jackson, you're disposable, because they're only good, really, like, to be contenders around Ja. So, but the funny part about it is, I think they didn't trade all the guys away, and I think they're gonna be stuck with Ja, because y'all came out and basically said how much y'all didn't want him, and people are gonna try to give you a bag of chips for him, and you're gonna feel like that's not what you want to take. You're gonna blow the team up and still be stuck with the problem. What it is Ja is who y'all got the problem with.
What kind of chips we talking about? Then we can maybe come on.
All the chips now got a whole bunch of air at the top. So it don't matter.
You right about that.
Hold on, Donald. Isn't the guy Vince Williams the guy that Ja got into it with in practice? Isn't that guy?
Yeah, I think that is him.
It's him. Okay, so they said. So we may be looking at. You may be right. Ja may be still stuck in Memphis. But my thing is this, guys. Utah is Danny Ainge. I put a post on Danny Ainge probably about 3 years ago. I said, this dude is a complete mastermind. He was able to swindle the fucking Brooklyn Nets to take KG's old ass, Paul Pierce old ass, and Jason Terry, and those 3 players turned into Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I'm like, this guy got something cooking in Utah, and I think Jaren Jackson, to be honest with you guys, I don't think Jaren Jackson stays. I think he stays because he just got a big payday. Either it's going to be him or Marketing are going to be on the move, because you can't play both of those guys. But I think George, Ace Bailey, like Ray said, build around those guys. George is fantastic. This guy's averaging 23 points a game. Nobody's talking about how good this guy is playing out there in Utah, because guess what? He plays for fucking Utah. Who the fuck stays up? People in Utah don't even watch Utah now, unless Karl Malone and John Stockton gonna walk through the door. But hey, great trade for both teams. 3 first-round picks in these next upcoming drafts could be gold.
Yeah, sir.
And they're gonna probably buy out Cal Anderson and guys like that, and Jane. Those guys will probably be casualties of this trade just so they can make the money work. What's up, Mike?
I think Memphis' downfall started when they got rid of Brooks. If you go back and you look at that team, he was the glue guy. Yeah. And it appears to be the glue guy on the court and in the locker room. He gave them their toughness. He wasn't willing to back down to other superstars or whatever. He stood his ground. And if you look at his progression in the NBA and you put that roster back together as it was, the same way that the Thunder kind of let their young talent develop together, there's no telling where that roster could have been in Memphis. But they kind of got, I think they got a little intimidated by the Lakers and the whole LeBron situation and got rid of Brooks when Brooks was the person that was right the whole time.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but not only did he get traded from Memphis, he got traded from Houston too. So he's been in two different stops. Now he's in Phoenix. So I get what you're saying, Mike, but maybe he's a problem in the locker room that people just don't want to deal with.
Or maybe he got to the right situation where he could really flourish, because Houston was just is Houston. They acquired all those pieces. They didn't say he was a bad performer in Houston. He just moved to a situation where he's just flourishing, and he was doing well in Memphis in his role. I just think that they didn't like the smoke that he was creating with LeBron and thought they could go a little bit different way, and then it really broke down the structure of their team.
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, they were saying that Houston wanted to actually keep him, but the Phoenix Suns said, y'all want KD, he got to come with Jalen Green. So It was more of a, well, we don't want to get rid of you, but if we feel like this is what we need and this is what we want, you got to go. But and my thing is, the thing with the antics and stuff, he's actually averaging about 20 points a game. So I think he's actually become a better player than what the antics are anyway. But no, he was never bad. He was never a bad player.
He should have been an all-star this year over LeBron James, but that's a whole.
That ain't gonna happen. Hey, but
that's a whole different. That was viewership, and that was a lifetime achievement award for LeBron. Jay Kane said, "What's up, Jay Kane in the building?" He said, "I mean, he cool like Donald would say." Donald coined that phrase immediately. He cool. That's your shit right there. King Ming said, yeah, he did get into it with Vince Williams, so they had to get him up out of there.
They got Vince Williams up out of there too.
That's what I'm talking about. He said Vince Williams. Soul on Sports. Now, this trade right here got me scratching my head because it was a 3-team trade. It looked like there's some more. Remember, I was telling you. Matter of fact, King Minx, while King Minx is on here, remember you said, Jody, that's a bad take, Sandy going to Minnesota. Remember y'all said that? Y'all better start fucking listening to me when I start talking and shit. Anyway, Soul on Sports. The 3-team trade. Detroit got some outside shooting that they needed. They got a protected first round. The Bulls got some added scoring, some youth. They're probably going to buy out Mike Conley Jr. He probably will not remain, so he'll end up on a contender. Hopefully, he deserves that. He's been in the league quite some time. And then Minnesota, it's to be announced. They just wanted to clear some money because they're going to make a run. Like I said, probably Rudy Gobert and what's the name? Randall. I keep telling y'all, that was a bad take. Okay, let's see how bad the take is now.
I did say that. If you're right about that, I'll give you a kudos. I said there's no way in fuck I'm trading Rudy for the what's the guy's name?
Giannis.
For Giannis, there's no way hell I would do that trade. But you never know what these teams are looking at. They might be clearing space just because of that, and it might work. It looks like that's what they're trying to do. Now, will they get their way? Do they have enough to offer Milwaukee? Is going to be the key to this. I think Jaden Ivey's. I think he's a good young player. The Bulls picked him up. I mean, it's just an interesting trade. Draft pick going around, a couple players, young players here and there. I think it's a good trade for all the teams.
Okay, King Mink said, brothers, trust me, it's more into why Dylan left. One, front office didn't want him, and LeBron thing and him shooting us out of that series. So he's right there in Memphis, so he's probably hearing a lot going on in Memphis. It's a lot going on in Memphis. I'm going to come back to Donald. I'm going to go to you, Mike. What do you think about this 3-team trade right here? And what does this mean for Minnesota, who didn't get anybody in return as of yet? And what does that mean about Jaden Ivey, a guy that's very explosive but been on the injury list for quite some time, Mike?
It indicates to me that there's more moves happening all the way around. The Bulls now got like 5 guards, and they're going to have to do something. They got Kobe White, Giddey. Now they picked up Ivy, and they got other guards that's on that roster, and they're going to have to do something to make it make sense for Ivy to be there, because I don't understand what you'd be doing at that point. Minnesota, obviously, they're clearing cap space and disposable contracts to be able to possibly make a move, as we all might think, potentially to get Giannis to play with Ant-Man, which could be very interesting. So I just think that it indicates that there's a lot of moves on the table, a lot of moves being made. I think Milwaukee's looking at the draft and recognizing that, there are, in that top 5, there are probably 4 guys that I think you probably could actually build a legitimate championship team around, potentially.
Those Mr. Freshman.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think there are 4 of the top 5, and they won't go in that order, probably how I think they should go. But, you got Peterson out there. If he, takes my doll and can be over his menstrual cycle, he might can, lead you to a championship, or you could build maybe a championship around him. You got DeBanza, Wilson, and the kid out of Houston are the guys that I think that you could potentially build a franchise around. And there's a couple more. I think Boozer's a great player. I just don't think I'm not certain that his upside, and Jay Williams said this on the TV last night, so this isn't the take that you really think it is. His upside might not, his ceiling athletically is a little bit more talented than those other guys right now, but that doesn't mean he's going to be a bad player by any stretch.
Hold on, everybody. Before I get you ready,
breaking
news. James Harden just got traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's
for
crazy.
Darius Garland.
We knew that.
They tried to do it last night. It fell through last night. So I guess they renegotiated what it is. I don't know what that means for either ball club. I don't know. What's up, DK in the building? He said the Timberwolves to get Giannis, but if Warriors don't get Giannis through trade, should they let Curry go and just start rebuilding? Whew, we'll circle back to that.
That's a topic for the start of the fresh show.
Yeah, that's some good shit right there, DK. Ray, what do you think about this trade right here?
It means that Minnesota is making a push to get Giannis. That's all it means to me. I don't see that this moving the needle for Chicago Bulls. Mike Conley Jr. probably is going to retire for sure now. So he won't. I can see him going back to probably Memphis and then just retiring a Memphis Grizzly. It don't move the needle to me on either way for this. I think the Pistons might have won this trade. They might have gotten some little solid pieces to go along with what they already have there. And I've been picking them the last 2 years as the dark horse. I guess they not the dark horse no more because they proved to everybody they can do something. But I don't really see this being a great move for any team other than Minnesota if they can pull off, dumping $10 million in salary cap to try to lure Giannis there.
Only thing, Ray, I know you picked Detroit, but they still ain't won a playoff series yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, so now they number one. Now they're the 100, not the 100 no more. But Donald, what do you think about this trade right here?
I think Detroit did what they had to do. They added shooting. So so I think they added shooting from Sarge and Herter, which was kind of all they was kind of missing. I think they need another actual bona fide scorer. For like Cade is having to create offense for too many other people. But I think my Bulls, I don't know what we're doing. We probably don't know what we're doing. We need to just be losing. Like Mike said, we can get a guy out the draft, and whatever type of might all Darren Peterson need, it's all right, man. Because dude is he a baller. But I will say Detroit won and Minnesota, the two be determined. Like, when do y'all determine what y'all get? Like tomorrow, or like how does that work?
I don't know, but Ray, real quick, what school did Mike Conley Jr. go to again? Okay. I was just checking.
Okay, so being that we got that out the way, Jody, how many minutes did Peterson play yesterday?
I think he played majority of the game yesterday. I think he played 28 minutes in that game. He struggled. Texas Tech didn't have their primary ball handler. Christian Anderson was not in that lineup. They had a guy that had only 2 points on the season playing the point guard position. 2 points for the fucking season. I'm not taking anything away from Darren Peterson. It's like when the chips was on the ground, he played phenomenal. But I did think he played about 28 minutes in that game, Mike. I think he played about 28.
Because I did not watch that game last night because I just couldn't set myself up to watch him play 20 minutes, regardless of what's going on with the team. I got thoroughly disappointed in that game that they won, and I didn't want to watch a marquee matchup like that and not know if the guy is going to play or not. But that's what I'm talking about. If he's, he's got all the talent. I just don't know if he's got the will.
I'm gonna be real with you, Mike. This dude, he really potentially can. Kansas can really win the national championship. I kid you not. That's how good this nigga is. They really can be a team that sneak into the tournament, and then, like you said, if you get enough Midal, they might win the championship. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, this 3-team trade, I think Minnesota is going to probably be the ultimate winner in this because I think they will pull the trigger on Giannis. I just think Giannis can go there injured and sit out because I think they're going to have to give up Rudy. Rudy don't even play in his Olympic team. So how the hell are we banking on Rudy to do some shit in the NBA? He's all defensive, but when he gets to the fucking playoffs, they put him. How do you attack the defensive player of the year consistently? In the regular season, it's cool. But if you are being the focal point on another team's offense and you just won defensive player of the year, Lucy, y'all got some explaining to do because that's crazy work. But I like the trade for all three teams. I think all three teams are getting things off their rosters and getting ready for this long run. Jay Kane said, I like Ivy to the Bulls and Simons. But yeah, let's talk real quick. I'm going to go back to you, Ray, on this one. Let's go back to the trade that just happened, the breaking news that we just got. What does James Harden in Cleveland teamed up with Donovan Mitchell? And then you got Darius Garland, who's he's an all-star player. He made all-star team last year. Goes out there to the Cleveland. Go out there to the LA Clippers. What do you think, Ray? What do you like about that?
I actually like the move for Garland going to the Clippers better than James Harden going to the Cavaliers, Lakers, whatever they are. Because the way they rolled out the red carpet for LeBron and beat him by 30 points is crazy last week. But anyway, I don't really see we kind of talked about this too before. It was only a matter of time for Darius Garland to be gone out of this lineup, off this team. We actually thought it was going to happen last year when they brought Donovan Mitchell over there, or the beginning of this year when he wasn't playing or whatever it was. But nevertheless, man, I don't see how he's going to fit in this role. What is his role going to be? Is he going to be the point guard? Is he going to distribute a rock? Or is he going to be the guy who's going to dribble the air out the ball until there's 5 seconds left on the shot clock and then try to make a score? That's what I want to know. What is his mindset? And this is James Harden I'm talking about. What is his mindset going to be when they get to the playoffs? What is his mindset going to be when the game's on the line? Is he going to defer, or is he going to try to jack up a shot? I don't know. I think Darius Garland is probably going to fit better with the Clippers than James Harden with the Cavs.
Okay. Mike, what do you think about this one, man? How many teams have James Harden played for in the last 7 years? He's on his fourth team, Mike? Is it
fourth or fifth?
They
What
put
do you think
Jimmy
about this
Jackson
trade?
up.
What do you think about this trade right here, Mike? Darius Garland, all-star player, Mike, and James Harden, one of the all-time greats in a lot of the Millennium's eyes.
I think it's a lateral trade. I don't think either team is going to be that much better with the person that they got. Garland will suffice in LA with what they're doing. You know, Kawhi's playing, and you know he's not going to get in the way of that. But he'll be able to perform at a pretty high level himself. And then Harden will play well with the young guy in Cleveland, Mitchell. Yeah, he'll play well with Mitchell. I don't see him not playing well with Mitchell, and it may be better for him because, you know, Harden doesn't, in the big moments, he needs a blue chew. He needs a big moment blue chew because he doesn't rise to the occasion.
Who don't?
And so having Mitchell there to carry the load and be the alpha in those winning moments could be the situation he's been looking for since he left the Thunder with Russ and KD.
Okay. Donald, what do you think about this trade right here, man?
I think the Cavs had to. I think that because the Clippers, I don't think they really have expectations of the Clippers. They probably know they're never going to win a championship, and that's just that. But so and the thing is, I watched the Cavs play. Nobody can score but Mitchell. Garland can score, but he don't set nobody up to score. I think James Harden will play opposite minutes, and he gonna do what they kind of brought Lonzo Ball there to do, but he can't get the offense going with more so with the bench players because they can score with Mitchell because he can score on his own. But players like Jared Allen's and Evan Mobley are having problems scoring, and they can do screen and roll and type of stuff that James Harden actually specializes in. So I think he can be like a number 2 option. 3 on some nights, depending on how Mobley playing. And I think the Cavs actually upgraded because they also traded DeAndre Hunter and they lost scoring. So they have to create some buckets for other people, which Harden is going to do.
That's crazy work, but Jared Allen just scored 40 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and no turnovers. The first person to do that in some time. So, I mean,
how often does he do it?
Not often at all. But he did do it.
Nobody really scores good on their own team besides Donovan Mitchell on the regular. So I think they brought James Harden in because that's what he will do is get a big, whether it's Zubac, right? Whoever it is that can screen, he will give them some easy lobs and layups.
Okay. So what do you think about this? And why to Cleveland and why the Clippers? Why this trade?
Well, I'm pretty sure Donovan Mitchell's beautiful fiance, Coco Jones, probably told him, you do know you're not hanging out with Harden after the games because Harden's still in these streets. You need to bring your ass home so when the game is over. But I do believe James Harden's game has evolved. Defense is still terrible, but he's not the ball hog he used to be. So I think he'll fit good with Cleveland. He ain't gonna play no fucking defense. But the offense, he don't mind sharing the ball. I think the center is gonna benefit from this and Donovan Mitchell. So I think it's gonna fit. As long as they get somebody to guard James's man, kind of like Luka, they gotta get some help. Other than that, I think it'd be a good fit. James Harden seems like he wears out his welcomes when he goes places. He go a couple years. I'm bored here. He never buys. He always leases or rents. He never buys where he goes. And now he's renting a spot in Cleveland. We'll see how long he is there. He's going to be there.
Yeah, they said the other day he really just got up and told him, "Hey, I'm out of here, man. Get me somewhere I want to go."
Wow. I thought he wanted to be in LA.
But so why you keep talking about something fitting? What's that about?
Huh?
You said something fitting like 4 times during
Fit is very key. If it don't fit right, it don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? If it don't fit the way it needs to fit, you don't get that right feeling.
Hey, he sounded like go ahead, Mike. I'm about to say we're about to say the same thing.
I mean, he's just sort of saying if it don't fit right.
Hey, we got a legitimate question. Key Ming said, "Does Cleveland have a strip club?" It's a big question, and Cleveland has a ton of fucking strip clubs. I will say, don't sleep on Cleveland, y'all. Don't sleep on Cleveland.
Oh no, that ain't my stomping ground.
James Harden know how to abuse that power, don't he? When he say he gone, I'm out of here.
That's crazy work. Eagles Philly said, "What's up, good brother? Do your thing. Stay blessed and stay safe." Key Meek said, "Hey Ray and Jody, Harden has to have strip clubs as Cleveland have them in his contract. They probably do." I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think this was a good trade for both teams. I think that we already knew that Darius Garland and Mitchell had some kind of. Remember 3 years ago before they got the head coach that they got now, they couldn't get over the hump, and then the coach was the casualty. Now he's with the Detroit Pistons, and they couldn't find a way to get these two guys to mirror each other. Last year they had a sensational year. They had the best record in the, I believe, in the Eastern Conference, but got bounced in the first round. No, that was 2 years ago. Last year they didn't have the best record, but nevertheless, one of those has had to go. James Harden coming over. I think he's in the last leg of his career. This is a guy that still give you 20 and 10, guys. He's still a guy that can put 20 points on the board, 10 assists. Like you said, get those bigs in the spaces where they can score and spread the floor out. And then he doesn't have to be the guy. He's not going to be the scapegoat if Cleveland doesn't win, because the guys are going to be taking the shot at the end of the shot clock is going to be Donovan Mitchell. And I think James Harden wanted to be in a situation where he is not the focal point. He knew with Kawhi Leonard only playing a limited amount of games that if the Clippers don't make the playoffs or they don't win, his responsibility is going to go square on his shoulders. So I think he went to a place where he kind of hide, and nobody's watching Cleveland games right now. Let's be real. There's not a lot of Cleveland fans since LeBron left. So good move for both teams. But that's our NBA trade deadline. Solo Sports, we got a game of the night right now. Got the 76ers will be playing without Paul George, and the Warriors will be playing without Steph Curry. As we get to the trade deadline, I think both of these teams are in the market to probably make some type of move in the market. Mm-hmm. Who you like in this game, so?
Embiid's out also. I don't think he's playing either. But the Sixers got so many good young players. I picked him over the Warriors, and I'm picking the 76ers over the Warriors easily.
Okay. Ray, who you got in this matchup tonight?
I got the 76ers, man. I don't think with they don't have enough shooting power, enough scoring with Steph and Jimmy out the lineup. I don't think they really have enough to really compete with what Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey is going to be able to do on that floor. So I got the 76ers.
Yeah, and also, Ray, the Draymond Green trade looming very heavily on this organization.
Get him out of there.
Who the fuck wants him, but that's a whole different other story.
Maybe him and John Morant go play on the same team together.
No, I'm gonna tell you who him, LeBron, and Michael Conley Jr. should go on and ride off into the sunset together.
They can go play in fucking Russia together if you want them to do that. Michael, the people say, who you got in this game between the 76ers and the Warriors?
Well, we're picking the game, but it ain't marquee. I can tell you that. You just named every star player that is not playing. So we might as well be watching a reserve game to do this. And with Philly having more better players, because Golden State, they just, unless they were to get Giannis, they completely missed their opportunity for a second wave of anything. I
don't think Giannis can save this shit.
Yeah, they kind of blew that a couple years. Giannis would give me a reason.
He might well stay in Milwaukee.
No, I don't think so. I think him and Steph are still very formidable, that you could build a roster for a 2 to 3 year run, because it's only a limited run, not a long run. But I do think they could be something. But without that, it's over with, and you need to sit down in the offseason and talk to Steph and say, hey, do you want to retire a Warrior, or are you okay with us moving you?
It's funny. Mike like a lot of things that's short term.
Wow.
Donald.
Efficiency.
Mike is kind of like your favorite commentator.
Straight to the point, right, Mike?
You got to
Hey, look, man, I don't beat around the bush. Get right to it.
Beat around the bush.
Already know that's Barkley cousin.
Sometimes you gotta go through the bushes and go through the hedges to get to where you need to go to. You know what I'm saying? Play around. Don't just.
You gotta hit that A gap right away.
Hey man, when you get back with me 8 years from now, see how many bushes you playing around in.
I only need one. But anyway, Donald, talk to me about this game.
Be a Barkley cousin. But he was he was hating and snitching again. See the stuff he said about Paul George. But anyways, anytime Steph Curry not playing and Steve Kerr's the coach, give me the other team in every single game that they ever play. So I'm gonna take the Sixers. No Embiid, no Jordan, they don't matter. Anybody, anytime the Steph Curry's not playing and Steve Kerr's the coach, give me the other team. So you ain't gotta ask me no more.
Donald just calls. I think Donald just called Steve Kerr overrated.
For sure.
But this is my thing. It's the game
of
the night. It's the game of the night because of the record. There was only one other game that we could have put, but it's already in motion, and that was between the Denver Nuggets. They were playing, but they played at 7:00, so we couldn't put that game. And this is the only game by record being the game of the night. But with all these players not playing, you know what's funny? All these players don't play, but when the All-Star break comes, why is everybody all of a sudden healthy? That is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Steph Curry has been a warrior, but Steph Curry's 37, guys. Like, let's stop acting like this guy's a spring chicken. He's 37 years old. The only thing that he has going for him is that he's a shooter and not looking for his athleticism to getting to the next level. Like, we seen the decline when Vince Carter couldn't jump anymore. It was like, okay, he became a three-point shooter. But I do like tonight, I do like Philly in this game. They do got some youth, Maxey. Y'all made Escom. Y'all keep making mention of those guys. So I like them to win tonight. It ain't really impressive. These are the games that come back to hunt you when you get in April and you're trying to get a playoff spot. You're like, well, if we would have won this game, if our guys was healthy, but if was a fifth, we all, I guess, be drunk. I guess.
But the Warriors what about an 8 seed right now?
8, like 7, 8 seed, some shit like that.
Well, I'm about to drink my ish away.
But yeah, that was the NBA portion. We did our trade deadline, but I got a question. NFL. Soul on Sports, I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to go counterclockwise. I'm going to go to you, Soul on Sports. And the New England Patriots owner, Bob Kraft, was denied first ballot entry into the NFL Hall of Fame. And following suit with his coach that won 6 championships, Bill Belichick. We could talk about Kraft, but you know, the elephant that's sitting in the room in the corner, what does this mean for Tom Brady now? Well,
people consider Tom Brady the best quarterback that ever. Some people think he's the best football player ever, and we got a couple years before he gets in. And I guarantee you, like Charles Barkley said, I guarantee he's getting to the Hall of Fame as first ballot. I don't give a damn if they change the voting process. They've changed rules for Tom Brady in the past, so I think they will change the voting process between now and then, and Tom Brady will definitely get in first ballot Hall of Fame.
But hold on, so I'm going to go to Donald next. But this is the issue that I have. Tom Brady was solely responsible. The only person that got suspended off that team after this whole championship run was Tom Brady. Nobody else.
Tom Brady's Captain America. People love Tom Brady.
But that's my point. He got suspended. He's the only person that got penalized. Well, Bill Belichick didn't miss no games.
He fell on that sword, though. I believe he fell on the sword. He's like,
But that's the question, though. The question is, if you can't let Bill Belichick off the hook, I mean, not in the hall, and now you're not letting Kraft, Tom Brady's right there. But
Tom Brady's it's also, you already know what it is, Jody. It's a popularity contest. Now Tom Brady's part of the media. He's calling games for Fox and making a lot of money, I'm telling you, Tom Brady is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay. Donald, what do you think about this? Bob Kraft, like Ray said yesterday, maybe they don't like the Bob Kraft macaroni and cheese. We're not completely sure. But Bob Kraft
ain't supposed to be powder.
Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame. Both of those guys. So what does this mean for Tom Brady going forward?
Same thing I always say. Discipline only matters when you're not that guy. Tom Brady's not that. Tom Brady is that guy. And people look at him as bigger than Kraft and Belichick. They all are tied to the same success. So they all should go in first ballot, and they all get the same amount of success with each other. But Tom Brady is that guy. Discipline only matters when you're not that guy. I say it all the time. Discipline is overrated because it only matters to certain people.
But then it goes back to the roast, the Tom Brady roast. And remember Tom Brady basically said, I don't give. You can talk about me and my wife. You can talk about my wife fucking the Jinjutsu. You can talk about my kids, but you can't talk about Bob Kraft. And now he's not in the Hall of Fame, dog.
Interesting.
It only matters. I'm telling you, discipline only matters to people when you're not that guy. It doesn't exist to people who are really that guy.
Well, Joey, if you think about this, Kraft and Brady have so much in common. Brady likes to have balls deflated, and Kraft likes to have his balls deflated when he gets happy endings. Isn't that the same type of balls being deflated one way or the other? So they have that in common.
Hey, this is a steak Negro.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I know.
Hey Ray, get that brother some water. That brother's thirsty. Hey, real quick,
deflate these balls, girl. Deflate them.
DK said, "Well, for Brady, is it different because he won a Super Bowl at another, proving he was on the team. Without him, they have been on the down trend. Not mad they didn't get him don't get him first ballot, but Brady will be in." Mike, what do you think about this situation? Bob Kraft, the owner, 6 championships as an owner, man. And hold on, Mike. They in another championship this year. They could potentially win 7. What's up, Mike?
Kraft might catch Brady, but it's after this vote, so that kind of will impact things a little bit. I think his troubles off the field with his own deflate gate of sorts is why he finds himself on the outside of the club at this point in time. But my question is, first ballot, second ballot, third ballot, 8th ballot, does it really matter when you get in the Hall of Fame? I mean, if you had a Hall of Fame career and you get in the Hall of Fame, I don't see where it really matters. We all know that there is some, what I call revisionist history, selective outrage, all kinds of bullshit that goes into determining what ballot a Hall of Famer is going to get in the Hall of Fame. We've seen that. So, and I don't care about it that much. They built the platform to say, well, maybe now we can keep Brady off the first ballot Hall of Fame. Well, if Brady's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, does it not make him the best quarterback or best player to ever play the game in the eyes of a lot of people? No, not one single bit. So I don't think it matters. I think Brady, 50-50 chance, his goodwill with doing all this, broadcasting and stuff now. He's a partial owner of a team now. There's a lot going on behind the scenes where he could get in, but if they don't let him in on first ballot, then they'll just say it was all because of Deflategate. But I wonder if they let those referees into the Hall of Fame, because I continue to say this, and I know what this is like. You get the balls before the game starts. You have to give them over to the referees, and those referees kept approving.
Their hands aren't calibrated, Mike. Their hands aren't calibrated, because you squeeze a ball, you don't know how much air is in there. This don't sound right, does it? This does not sound right.
I will not engage in this conversation.
When you squeeze a ball, you don't know how much air is in there.
But I'm just saying, like,
yes,
so
you
you've got referee experience. You know that y'all inspect. In fact, when the last time you inspected some balls, so.
Yo, that's correct. Yo.
Hey, hold on, whoa. Stop. Because all of us on here, or all of us on here have played basketball or football in some kind of capacity.
Yeah.
Donald and Jody, I know for sure. I've actually played with you guys. Claws. Whoa.
Yo.
It's finally coming out.
Don't try to hide now, right?
No, I'm logging off. I don't like it.
Hey, can somebody get the manager, please? Get the manager, please. Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, but no, like,
come on, bro.
When you're playing basketball, or when you grab the basketball, you know how much air is in there. You can tell, like, hold on, man, this ain't regulation. Football too. You get
this ain't regulation.
This ain't regulation. So man, they know.
Hold on,
They know balls to know.
Hold on.
those referees.
You can't say that. The game was cold as fuck. You can't check with your hands to find out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why he wanted the ball to be slightly deflated because the game was so cold. He got a better grip on the ball. How do you know that as a referee? Like Soul said, you ain't got no game checker.
But you're supposed to squeeze it.
When it's cold out, the balls don't feel the same. When it's cold out, the balls go up. So
hey, I'm already stuck my foot in my mouth.
I guess
man,
when it's cold out there, it's natural shrinkage that
that's
takes
what I'm
place
saying.
anyway.
The balls don't
So
feel the
I
same.
guess there really was no deflate gate to happen, which was my point.
This is my thing of the whole situation, right? This is
I'm
so
disgusted with myself.
But this is my thing of the whole situation. Either it's okay or it's not. So my thing is, if you're punishing somebody to not let them in first ballot, that don't make no sense. Either they're in or they're out because it's okay or it's not. So of course they should be first ballot if it's okay. That's like
or take the Super Bowls away.
That's what I'm saying, because that means it's okay. So why are you punishing somebody for something that's okay? But if it's not okay, then they shouldn't get in at all, period.
Agreed.
Ray, what do you think about this? Bob Kraft, he could win 7. He can actually be the first owner with 7 Super Bowl championships, and he don't get in first ballot. And I think you can't. The thing about it, Ray, you can't tell the story of the NFL without Bob Kraft, without Bill Belichick. You can't tell the story of the league. Why are these? It's other owners that's in there. Why not first ballot though?
I believe that it's gonna be left field. Never mind. No, I believe that this is gonna be one of those things that when we look back on it, I think it's personal vendettas. I'm telling you, it's personal vendettas. They do not like the Kraft family. The guy that we was just talking about the other day, Polian.
Yeah, Bill Polian.
Yeah, Bill Polian. He has a personal vendetta against the Kraft family, and he's flexing his muscles that he can say, hey, nah, you not getting in. Bill Belichick ain't getting in. You ain't getting in either. But by the time that Tom Brady gets in, because Tom Brady he's won the championship without them. He's done things outside of football for football, outside of his playing career, that he's going to get in no matter what. I just think that this is a personal thing that we're seeing, especially in America right now. We're seeing that people's personal vendettas is being played out on the national stage right before our eyes. So anybody got somebody that they don't like, this is the perfect time to get away with whatever the hell you want to get away with.
Go ahead, Mike.
I have a question for Ray. I just gotta follow up on this. It's just gotta happen. When exactly was the last time you played with Jody and Donald's ball?
Yo, we're not about to do this. We're not doing this.
The fact that you want to know so bad is troubling. Ray, that is crazy.
We're not doing this. Not on the Gets the Games. Not today.
That is troubling. Hold on. I want to know. You got footage?
Hey, Ray.
You put it out there in the ether.
These are not the Epstein files, sir.
I'm just trying to clarify for the people. And that's my job. This is clarification for the people. And I just wanted to,
Mike, ask this question in June.
Like myself.
Ask this question in June, not in February. That's a joke. Anyway, I'm gonna be honest. I am completely outraged by not letting Bob Kraft in. I am completely outraged with not letting Tom Brady in, and I will be outraged if they somehow say that Tom Brady can't get in. Because guess what? There's other people on these Super Bowl teams that got into the Hall of Fame. Richard Seymour got in the Hall of Fame. Ty Law got into the Hall of Fame. So now all of a sudden, people that were on these rosters they got into the Hall of Fame, but the guy that put it all together, like Russell fucking Simmons, don't get into the fucking Hall of Fame? Come on, guys. This shit don't sound right to me. Richard Seymour just got in, I think 3 years ago. Ty Law been in for quite some time. There's some other Patriots that are on the cusp of getting into the Hall of Fame, and none of those guys have a problem getting into the Hall of Fame. How the hell the person that put this shit together is not in the fucking Hall of Fame? Because you got to understand, when Bill Belichick took over the New England Patriots, remember Pete Carroll was the fucking head coach of the New England Patriots, and they were shit. when he bought the team, when Crab bought the team, they were shit. Come on, guys. Even if they say they cheated, they don't have a quote unquote cheating record for all 6 Super Bowls that they were a part of. I think it's 3 of them that they got. So I don't know. I'm not
Well, there was Spygate as well.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it was only 3. Only 1 suspension was handed down throughout the whole New England Patriot dynasty. And that was a 4-game suspension for Tom Brady. That was it. That was fucking it. Now, if we're going to talk about what Kraft did off the field with the massage, then he need to stand on the carpet and have the same scrutiny that Deshaun Watson and Justin Tucker are withstanding. And if you're not going to do it, like Ray, like I said, like Donald said, if you're not taking no championships away, if you don't have no asterisks on shit, it's no fucking way that these guys are not in the fucking Hall of Fame first ballot. Because guess what? Don't nobody need to be fucking first ballot, because I don't know any other organization that has not gotten their people in when they got this type of success. Go ahead, sir.
This is the master plan. What we're all missing here. They're setting this up for a New England Patriots Hall of Fame day. In a few years, all of them are going to get in at the same time. It's going to be Tom Brady. It's going to be Bill Belichick. It's going to be Robert Kraft. And the Patriots going to be playing in the Hall of Fame game. I'm telling you right now. In a couple years from now, that's what's going to happen.
I'll be there. You know I'm going to be there. King Ming said Bill Poley once said that Lamar Jackson need to play wide receiver. That's what I made mention a couple days ago. So what the fuck did he know? And if you're so good of a fucking GM, why you ain't got a job now? Why you? If you're so good, you're unemployed. That makes 0 fucking sense to me. And he said white on white crime is bad. Any crime is bad though. But I got one more question before we get out of here. Michael, the People's Champ, the NFLPA came back and said they do not want that 18th game. A lot of people thought it's a money grab, but I always say if you're talking about player safety, I think you should deduct games. In my opinion, and I don't like the odd games. 8-8 was always great for me. And ask Steve Fisher or Mike Tomlin. Mike, what do you think about this? The NFL not wanting this 18 game.
Well, I think there's not enough money involved for the players to play an 18th game. If they were upping salaries and extending contracts and making more stuff guaranteed, they'd be more inclined to. But why would I take another risk at injury harm in a league that doesn't guarantee contracts, that can get rid of you on a dime? Why would I do anything else for them at my potential or possible own detriment? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's what it really boils down to. If it was made worth it to them, if there was some concessions on some things that are important to them, then they probably would reconsider it. But what's the extra, $50,000 to most of those players in the league when all it's going to do is impact their taxes more than it is going to be a benefit to play that extra game?
Absolutely. Good stuff. Donald, what do you think about this? The NFLPA come down and said NFL Players Association do not want that 18 game. You think that they're going to overrule it, or they're going to roll with the PA want?
I think they may overrule it because it's only the players. You know how NFL feel we get some new players. But of course, the players don't want to play an 18th game. It don't make no sense to play more, it don't make no sense to play more, do more work for the same amount of money, basically. Now, if you're just gonna scrap everybody's contract and up it or whatever the case, but a lot of guys still got on a 3 or 4 year deal. He might be on the first year of it. So you're gonna play 3 more games and actually take a pay cut because it's gonna average out to less money. So I understand totally why the Players Association don't want to play.
Hell yeah, good shit, Donald. Well, so what do you think about this? The 18 game. A lot of people thought they predicted. A lot of people said, "Oh, it's going to be an 18 game." I remember I was like, "No, I didn't even think they was going to be a 17 game." Talk to me about this, so.
Well, the players' union in the NFL that's not the NBA. They have no power. They can say all the shit they want, but I guarantee you the owners are going to get their way. There's going to be an 18th game. They can say right now, we don't want to have an 18th game. It's going to happen. What they need to do, I'm old school when it comes to football. Sunday and Monday. Cut all these goddamn Christmas Day games out, these fucking Thursday night. Just have football on Sundays and Mondays. We don't need those extra days. Putting stress on my relationship. My wife is watching football 6 days a week, nigga. Come on, get your ass, get away from the goddamn TV. I think it's going to be an 18th game because I don't think the players union has the power to override the owners. The owners going to get their way. They normally do it in football. Basketball, not so much. But in NFL, I think the owners have most of the power, so it's going to be an 18 game.
Okay. My man Larry said just get rid of the preseason. He said it only helps with production-based incentives. King Mink said if they do go to 18 games, they must be going to 2 bye weeks, and I think they get 18 games and 2 preseason games and 2 playoff bye weeks. He said two teams must have bye weeks for the playoffs. Ray, what do you think about this? The NFLPA said, "Fuck it, we don't want this game." Talk to me about it.
I'm okay with the NFLPA not wanting the 18 game. That's all fine and dandy. But what people are not paying attention to is that the NFL just bought 10% of ESPN. ESPN has just took away the doubleheader games on Monday night. So what they're about to do is they're going to make 18 games because it's going to make more revenue because they got the NFL Network, NFL Red Zone, the NFL package, all the NFL, everything is now ESPN branded. And so it's going to make more money for them. They could care less about what the players are talking about. So I agree that there should not be an 18th game with the NFLPA, they can go ahead and shut up because it's going to happen.
I'm going to go a little bit different on the 18 game and the 17 game. I never was a fan of either one. First of all, player safety. You can't say people are suffering concussions. You can't say that our quarterbacks are getting hurt because they want to protect the quarterback. So now they're calling them when you breathe on quarterbacks. You can't touch a quarterback. You definitely can't touch Patrick Mahomes, which y'all think is my son. You can't touch him. So that's the first thing. But I'm going to go a little bit different, guys. The thing is, what I hate is with the 17th game, and if they make an 18 game, there's no record that's going to be safe. We already seen Michael Strahan make a comment when Myles Garrett broke the sack record. Well, I did it in 16 games. It took you 17 games. If somebody goes over 2,000 yards, Saquon Barkley did it, but he really did do it in 16 games because he didn't play the 17 game. But it's going to be guys that break the 5,000-yard passer record. There's going to be a guy that break the touchdown record. It's going to be a lot of records that's going to be broken. And you're going to have people that's going to say, well, I don't like this because of the records and there's asterisks on everything out here. So I never wanted this. I never wanted that game because it's going to be a guy like a Jackson Smith and Jigma who got close to breaking 2,000 yards receiving that's never been done. But now it makes more sense that it can happen because they have a 17 game. And you throw an 18 game in there, everybody's going to be going for 2 stacks. And there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks going for 5,000 yards passing. So with all that being said, I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I'm looking at it because I love stats. I'm looking at it from a stat perspective. You know what I mean? Like I don't like everybody saying that things have asterisks by it. It's not their fault that motherfucker added a game to it. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. I hope the PA wins and don't allow the 18 game because we already got a whole bunch of bullshit with the 17 game. So that's what perspective I'm going on. King Ming said, question, do they stop at 18 games? Shit, if they go 18, we're going to have 20 games. It's ain't going to, it's like a Diddy. It ain't stop. It won't stop. He said, yeah, Pat's dad, because his real dad can't stop doing what he's doing. Patrick Mahomes' dad, I think, just got arrested again.
Again.
I don't know what he's doing. Like, he looks completely different than his playing days when he played at Minnesota. But all the way real, man, the 18 game, man, I'm not really – I don't want to see an 18 game. I didn't want to see the 17 game. I think you look at records, you look at coaches' records, like you're going to have somebody eventually break the coaching record because, like Donald said, you got an extra game, sack records. Stats are going to get blown out of the water, not more in today's game, but we're looking at it 25 years from now, just like they did back in the day when they had 8 games, with the 10 game, with the 12 games. But 16 games seemed like was the longest tenure of games for that amount of time. I think they had 16 games for what, 78 for 47 years? 46
yeah.
years.
Hey, Joe, well, I'm disappointed about this show today. We've been over the show for almost an hour and a half, and no one brought up the flag football game that's going on today.
We're not doing this, so we're not doing this.
There's a flag football game that we must break down before we get off.
I don't give 2 fucks about a flag football game. That is fucking. that's just disrespectful to the NFL. If you're gonna do a flag football league, do a flag football league. But
John Taylor's rolling over in this grave right now.
It's crazy.
Well, I think that extra game, Jody, is the Mike Tomlin rule. They want to make sure that coaches have the opportunity
Get that
not to be
baby.
under 500, and upon his return, he can keep that streak going. As long as he wins 9 games, he'll be able to stay at 500.
But Mike, you know who pissed off? Jeff Fisher is like, where was this at when I was coaching? I am the epitome of mediocrity. Jeff Fisher is the epitome of fucking mediocrity. He kept getting jobs. I don't know how many times that motherfucker went 8-8. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all coach, Jeff Fisher. Yes, I'm talking about Jeff Fisher. Before we get out of here, we can't get out of here without having a little bit of commentary on this Super Bowl that's going to be here in less than 5 days. On Sunday, I believe 5 or 6 days now. Super Bowl 60. Ray, more than just a Barbara Lindsay. We got the Seahawks and Patriots. Media week is really dry, like I thought it was going to be. It's very watered down. There's nothing. I thought, like Soul said, that Stephon Diggs are not talking about Carly B, none of that shit. Well, Ray, what's going on, man? Fuck the media day. What's going to happen on the field that you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the wide receivers going crazy. I was a wide receiver in my day, and I'm prone to the wide receivers. So I want to see this JSN and Stephon Diggs go crazy. I want to see, is Stephon Diggs gonna be that guy? Unfortunate. His quarterback's shoulder is now hurting. I think that was a built-in excuse. But everybody's hurting at this point in time in the season. Hell, give him a cortisone shot and shut up and send him out on the field, But anyway, I want to see what these wide receivers do, and then see how the running game goes. Who's going to be top dog? Kenneth Walker III is a beast. We know that the Patriots got a couple of good running backs. Who's going to persevere? Who's going to win it all? I got the Seahawks winning it all, but I really want to see how those two factors of those games, see how those play out.
Okay. Hey Ray, where did the Patriots running back go to school? I know you know.
I didn't say that for a reason, because I don't want.
You don't want to trigger Mike?
I just don't. I want to get out of here on time.
Hey, so you're triggering me.
I'm triggered. Okay.
I'm triggered.
Donald, what do you like about the Super Bowl, man? Media week. What do you like about this Super Bowl 60?
It's kind of dry to me. It's like it's like I ain't even been hearing too much. Like, nobody even kind of care about. Not saying people care about the Super Bowl, but it's like I haven't even been hearing a whole bunch about it. Honestly, I think it's going to be a bad game. I think that the Seahawks are going to beat them. I think the Seahawks going to beat them probably about 31-7 or something. I really think the Seahawks.
Wow.
I think so. I think they're going to beat them bad. I really think they're that much better than them. And about the Super Bowl too, about the last week. The Super Bowl used to fall on my birthday on a Sunday. They added another game, so now I can never watch the Super Bowl on my birthday again. So I don't like that part. But I think Seattle gonna beat them up pretty good. And then okay, we talk about the media. What? So dude can ask. He can pressure this guy's relationship. More than likely, he's never probably gonna marry Cardi. He might not. You gonna ask this guy if you get your ring, can she get hers? Hey, how you know I was even trying to put that vibe in the air?
It's me, baby. They don't care about your relationship.
You see what I got? You see what I got going on? She accepting baby after baby. I got it made over here.
Hold on, Donald.
I'm good.
She's not even divorced, and y'all asked about getting married. She's not officially fucking divorced.
Oh, you're right. She still is married.
And he got to be politically correct. I'm telling you, the media, the stuff they ask, I just don't like it.
Okay, Mike, what do you like about this week, man? The games, matchups. What do you like about this week's game?
Well, Super Bowl is always another reason to have a party and eat wings. So I'm always going to be happy with doing those two things. As far as the game goes, I think it's going to be a competitive Super Bowl. I don't think that the Seattle offense is just going to take off against the Patriots defense. The question is going to be, can the Patriot offense not turn the ball over and keep them in the game? If they turn the ball over, then it's going to be a long day. But as long as they don't turn the ball over, I see this being a pretty good game.
Okay. So what do you like about this week, man?
I love the Super Bowl, but I'm not looking forward to the ending because, this is like, for us real football fans, it ain't too many of us out there. We are. We look forward to the game, but then again, we're like, damn, this shit's over.
It's over.
So we got to wait till August before we get some real football again. But I'm looking forward to the game. I agree with Mike. I think it's going to be a competitive game because the Patriots defense is very good as well. So unless there's a lot of turnovers by Drake May, which he's been known to do that, I'm thinking this is going to be a close football game. I got Seattle winning, not by a lot. I think Seattle wins the game by like maybe a touchdown. But I'm looking for a competitive game. I'm looking for Mike gonna be talking more shit on here because I think Sam Darnold's gonna be the MVP. All that stuff's gonna happen for him. That's gonna help him out. He's gonna be talking shit for the next 6 months on the show. But I'm looking forward to a good football game, very competitive game, and can't wait till Sunday.
Only thing I wanted Mike to do is talk shit before he took a pass at the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Mike would have been adamant about that.
Why do you get to set the levels of where I talk?
I'm just saying what I feel. You didn't talk about him until everybody was casting this motherfucker away. Everybody picked Minnesota to come in last place when they found out he was the starter. Come on now. But okay, I give you that. Eagles Philly said good show today. Good brothers, keep doing your thing. Stay safe, stay blessed. Also, that's my guy over there from Philly. Hope you stay warm. Hope that snow is melting. Guys, this is the elephant in the room, guys. Clint Kubiak is about to be the head coach of the Vegas Raiders. How focused is he going to be on the game plan when he has a team that's a fucking train wreck that fires coaches as much as we change our fucking draws? So is his head going to be completely in the game? We saw what happened to Ohio State, and I'm not using that as an excuse, but we saw what happened to Ohio State. The play calls was taken away from Hardline. Also, if you look at all these organizations that were moving on from coaches, they didn't do particularly well, especially when you're about to be the head dog somewhere. So the elephant in the room to me is Clint Kubiak. How is he going to call this game? Is his mind in Vegas halfway? Do he just think that they're going to throw the ball on the field and Seattle just going to run over the Patriots like Donald said? I don't know. That's the elephant in the room to me. Clint Kubiak, how is he going to call this game? Because he's going to be calling the game, but then turn around, he's going to be facing these teams, both of them, the Patriots and Seattle at some point. So that's the elephant in the room to me, guys. So,
Joe, I like that point. Only pushback I get, the difference is there's no recruiting in the NFL, so it's not like I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to go recruit for my team. Right. Now, the only I think the real distraction would be putting together a coaching staff.
Right.
I would think that would be his biggest distraction. You got to figure out who's going to be doing what. Now, I'm pretty sure the head coach of Seattle probably said, look here, man, you got to get all that shit straightened out before we go to fucking San Fran. When we get there, we strictly business. But I do see the distraction can happen.
I agree with what you were saying. So in that, it's totally different in college. 1,000%. There's no transfer portal happening. There's no recruiting happening. There's no contract negotiations going on. There's no players being released. There's no activity in the NFL right now other than, and most coaches already know when they get a head coaching job, they got a general idea of who's going to be coming with them to their staff. It ain't like he hasn't already even laid that out, probably in his interview, some names that probably would be joining him. So I don't see that in the NFL remotely close to any distraction. This has been happening every year in the NFL. There's always a coach that makes a coordinator that makes a deep run in the playoffs and potentially the Super Bowl. It's more of a norm for the NFL than what we saw in college football this year.
All I'm saying is they should announce this shit after the game. I think that there's something that you could have kept. You didn't have to say that if you knew you was going to be the head coach, you should have kept that shit under wraps and then said it after the game, because it's going to be players like Soul said. It's going to be coaches that's going to lead the Seattle Seahawks staff and like that are quarterback coaches that might be the OC. You got guys that linebacker coaches, maybe the DC. Who is not going to take that upgrade and who's not going to take that promotion? So that's why I say what I said on that.
Did they make it official, or they just speculating?
No, they said that he's going to get hired as soon as if Seattle win or lose after the game, we'll know for officially that he's the head coach. So technically, he's officially the head coach, but he can't officially be the head coach because he's already employed by the Seattle Seahawks. So
the thing about the Raiders' job is the shit show they got already over there. It ain't no sense in paying attention to that until you can get to it anyway.
I got a coworker that's a Raiders fan, and man, boy, I tell you what, I was hyping his ass up like Wallow 267 today. I said, man, I tell you what, man, y'all got the one pick. You got yourself a new coach, a new start. Y'all can get this done. I'm hyping this dude up. He's like, yeah, you never know. I said, yeah, you never know. Y'all can still be sorry next year. I was fucking.
Yeah, that's like, so you be fucking motherfuckers up. Why you do that?
Hey, build him up just to knock it down.
Hey, man, great show, fellas, man. As we get to the Super Bowl week coming up, we got some college basketball, of course. Donald and Mike are going to have some choice words as this week approaches on Saturday with the Blue Devils and the Tar Heels. That's going to be very interesting work right now. But it's a lot of good. We're going to transition a lot to college basketball.
Yeah.
We should have some more trades in the next couple hours for the NBA. So, but I'm off. I'm here for it, man. But as we get out of here, man, Michael, the People Champ, man, give me a final thought.
Well, Jody, I'm glad you asked me that. As we transition into our final thoughts, I thought I would go into one of our favorite movies that we've enjoyed on this show. We've talked about it all the time. We love our ghetto classics, something that we all grew up on. One of my favorites was Coming to America. And in Coming to America, there was a controversy. There was a rivalry between McDonald's and McDowell's. And McDowell was very proud of his buns not having sesame seeds. And I respect that 1,000%. And so when you talk rivalries and you talk McDonald's and you talk Big Macs versus Big Mix, I'm going to just throw some things out here. And Jody Coleman, this is probably going to be orgasmic to you because these are all factual numbers. Here we go. You want to hear me? Here to go. North Carolina, 144 wins in this series. Duke, 117. North Carolina, 7 national champions. Duke, 5. Total draft picks between the two schools. North Carolina, Duke, 88. Total first round draft picks. North Carolina, 56. Duke, 53. And Duke's most notable player by Google is Grant Hill, a Converse. And then we all know who the most notable player out of North Carolina is, the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. This is not a rival. Donald is a little brother. He will continue to be a little brother because you got about 30 some odd more games to go before you can ever be on the same level as those Tar Heels down the street.
You are petty. Mike is petty as fuck. Mike, hold on, Don. I'm gonna let you go next. Cause Mike is petty as fuck. So he's petty as fuck.
That was all facts.
I just said you petty. Donald, give me your final thought. I want you to.
He just sound like a Steelers or a Cowboys fan. They just talk about all this stuff that don't matter no more. Like that stuff don't matter no more. But anyways, final thought. With the trade deadline looming, my Chicago Bulls, we have to immediately get Kobe White off our basketball team. The people say he has a little value. We can't go anywhere further with him. He wore a certain shade of blue in college. He's just not the guy for us. And going into the rivalry week, we got a little scrimmage this weekend, and we know Kobe White won't make the All-Star team because they haven't had an All-Star since Vince Carter.
Wow.
Yo, y'all are the pettiest motherfuckers right there. Both of y'all petty as shit. He said they got a scrimmage.
Ray, you heard about
none of those facts matter None of them facts matter.
Y'all crazy. Ray, more than just Barbalenzi. Give me your final thoughts as we get out of here.
My final thought, man. The college football playoff committee has moved the playing days. They moved the schedule around. Now, when for the next 2 years, they will be playing a game basically like December 30th, 31st. And then after the semifinals or after the quarterfinals, they will be playing the semifinals 2 weeks later. So now the national championship won't be until January 25th. So now, Donald, I know you were talking about you might have the national championship on your birthday in about 3 years, bro. Like for real, because they keep pushing the daggone dates out. So this is really every time they try to make something work, it ends up working worse for them. And I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. So now you got 2 weeks in between the quarterfinals to the semifinals, and then 10 to 11 days between the semifinals and the actual national championship. So I don't really understand why they're doing what they're doing, but they're doing it, and this is what it's going to be for the next 2 years, and they need to fix that. That's
right. That's
fun.
good shit, because that sucks ass. That literally sucks ass. I don't know. I've never done it. I'm just imagining that's what.
As long as we in it, you don't have to worry about the championship.
That ain't too often. So Solo's give me your final thought.
Years, won't it?
You ain't got to worry about no championship currently, as long as we're in it. You ain't got to worry about that. You won't be there. You ain't got to worry about that game. Y'all will be back on campus.
No shit. Go ahead.
Final thought, we had about 10 opening coaching jobs for the NFL. Was it 10 or 8?
10.
And they hired not one brother. But don't worry. The new offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, brother, he hired everybody on his staff is black. So it looks like BET Plus in the Dallas Cowboys locker room. The DB's coach is black. The defensive passing coordinator is black. The secondary coach is black. The defensive line coach is black. So there might not be a lot of black head coaches in the NFL that got hired. But if you want to see some brothers, go into the defensive staffing room for the Cowboys. There's a whole bunch of them in there, and I love it.
You know, so it's crazy. They didn't hire a lot of black coaches, but they hired a lot of black coordinators, because Raheem Morris is the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. I believe Weaver just took a defensive coordinator job with the Baltimore Ravens, I believe. Yeah. So it's been a couple African Americans that got jobs, but it wasn't head coaching jobs. I was gonna make that a topic, but I think I'll talk about it in depth tomorrow, because how do you have 10 coaching vacancies and 9 are your typical? 1 was a minority. How many Middle Eastern players are in the NFL?
I would say probably less than 3.
Exactly. How many African American players are in the NFL?
There would be no NFL if it wasn't for the brothers. And what's the N that NFL stand for? Let's put that out. Let's put that out there. Without us, it wouldn't be an NFL.
We gonna
football game that's going on right now.
We're going to definitely talk about that tomorrow in depth. We're going to get on here and dissect that.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way there's 10 jobs, and Brian Leftwich didn't get one of them.
He didn't even get interviewed for any jobs.
No, nobody even called him. But
no one called me either.
Kevin Stefanski was the second head coach to be hired.
People love that guy.
No, Cleveland don't.
Well, I mean other organizations love that guy. They think he's a great coach.
They hire?
Huh?
How many Mexicans they hired?
None, but I do have a grandson that's gonna be half Mexican, so can't wait for that. My final thought, guys.
Hey, speaking of that, I'm about to be a grandpa again too. Imagine that.
Oh, congratulations.
Okay.
Two babies. Yeah.
Hey, this is my final thought. We talk about the NFL being concluding on Sunday. So it's one of my favorite times of the year because we start talking about the combine and the draft. So I can be an analyst and really dissect this. But one of the players that came to mind was Ty Simpson, the quarterback for Alabama. None of the 32 teams gave him a first round grade. Not one. I beg to differ. I mean, I think that you can get this kid. This is a kid that showed a lot of character by staying in the organization, Alabama, throughout his whole career, where he could have went to several different places. Even after this season, it was a lot of people that were trying to get him to come to their organization. Tennessee was going to pay him a lot of money, just to name one of the teams that was ready to pay top dollar for him to play quarterback. But he said, no, I'm an Alabama kid, and I'm keeping real and stay as an Alabama kid. There need to be more kids like that persevere. But I do think that he's still going to go in the first round. I think some of these people are saying he's not a first round talent so they can try to get a steal in the draft. I think he's going to be pretty solid. I don't think he's a guy that you can draft and put him right in the lineup immediately. I think he needs a year to sit, but I think he has tools. He showed moxie. He showed that he could carry a fucking team to the playoffs. Because if you look at Alabama's roster, it's not that good. Alabama's roster wasn't that good this year, and he still got them to the playoffs and won some big games. So, hey, Ty Simpson, keep your head up, young fella, man. I think you will be the second quarterback off the board. Depending on if Chamberlain comes out, you'll be the third quarterback. But whether you second, third, go show people who you really are, man. Because we've seen that it's a lot of quarterbacks that went late in these drafts in just the last few years that are starting quarterbacks and making a whole hell of a lot of money. Go ask Dak Prescott how much fucking money he making, and he was a fourth-round selection.
Joey, I saw a mock draft, and they had, there's going to be 500 of those before the draft actually gets there. And somebody had the Rams taking him late in the first round.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it may be the perfect scenario. He may.
Yep.
He get to play behind Matthew Stafford. He gets to play for one of the best coaches in McVay that's not coming to Cleveland no matter how much money you fucking put in front of him. And then you get to play with one of the best wide receivers in Puka Nacua. Like he may be and they got a really young defense. So you said this a lot. Mike said it, Ray. All of us, everybody said it. It might sometimes it's all about situations at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that, like, I think that might be a better situation for him. Coming out of nowhere, no one expecting him to do much. Hell, nobody thought Drake May was going to do much. Nobody thought Bo Nix was going to. These dudes was down there compete for a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I like the dudes who are kind of the underdogs and no fanfare, and then they go in there and they prove it. So he just got to prove it.
Hold on, real quick before we get out of here. I gotta go around the panel before we get out. I know y'all got stuff y'all gotta do, just real quick. So I was listening to some, and I try not to listen to a lot of ESPN because I don't want my thoughts to be convoluted with what they say, because I like to be authentic with what I say. But with you listening, sometimes you hear it, you regurgitate it. But I seen that somebody was like, when John Harbaugh took the job, that Jackson Dart is just the bona fide quarterback for the New York Giants. They said he's the bona fide quarterback, and they saying that Tyler Shaw should have been the second quarterback selected. This is what I have a problem. I go to you, so we'll go around the horn. Why is it that these guys who had a lot better rosters on their team, but all of a sudden they're already anointed to be better than Shedeur Sanders? Talk to me, so.
Well, they put people. Jackson Dart does a lot of dancing. If he's not dancing in the end zone from a touchdown he scored, he's in the blue tent. I don't know why people think this guy's beat this great player. He's got some talent. Maybe they put a lot of hope and prayers on this head coach. Maybe they think Harbaugh is going to be the guy that's going to get him to the next level. I don't see it. I think Harbaugh is overrated as a coach. I know I'm sounding like Donald here, but I think he's a little overrated as a coach. But I don't see him being this great of a player, and I think they're going to struggle like they did this past year.
Okay, Mike, what do you think about that? They're already anointing Jackson Dart to be the second coming. I mean, I've seen some flashes, but I've seen some flashes out of Shedeur
everybody.
Sanders.
Yeah,
right. So, and they already are anointing these quarterbacks to be better. They were saying Cleveland should have took Tyler Shaw over Shedeur Sanders, and none of them had all their weapons. What do you think about that, Mike?
Well, Cleveland had every opportunity to take Tyler Shaw ahead of Shedeur, so that kind of rhetoric don't even phase me. I think we as a culture have to stop looking for validation from other outlets and entities and do it ourselves. Why can't we just talk about how much better we think Shedeur Sanders is actually going to be? He's been better than those guys his whole playing career, his whole entire life. He's been better than them. He comes from a better family. He's been raised the right way. He's rich and he's successful on the football field. Everything that those guys are aspiring to be in their lives, he already is. But we don't say that enough. We let them determine. Dart ain't out there professing how great he is, and the other kid ain't out there making himself more than what he came in as a second-round pick. They're not doing it. It's the outlets that we look at as mainstream, and so we have to take it upon ourselves to utilize not only this month but every month to pop our own fucking collars and pop our own shit and let people know what we think of individuals that deserve the accolades that we think they should have, not everybody else.
I agree, but it's a lot of people that saying this is not white. We talking about the Jason Whitlocks, the Daniel Woodies. So it's hard to say that, Mike, and I get what you're saying, but it's not even the Caucasians that are saying it.
But my thing is this:
Jason Whitlock, bro,
have to. Just because it's a few of us saying it don't mean that the rest of us that feel this way. This is our platform. Other platforms are out there. There are a lot of other platforms that are praising Shedeur, but we give too much credit to what everybody, the major networks think. That's really what I'm
saying. Hold on. You're talking to me. I don't give none of that. I'll just saying as a topic. Donald, what do you think about this scenario?
Well, I think that's just, I honestly feel like if that's what they believe, I think that's what you can say. If you believe Dart is better than Shedeur, then because I'm not, I think they both like, I'm not the biggest Shedeur. I'm a fan of him like personally, but I'm not a fan of like watching him play football. I'm not sold on him either. So if that's what they feel, then they got the right to say that. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong about what you're saying. I mean, what they're saying. If that's your opinion, you could be wrong, you could be right. So
we're gonna find out. That's for damn sure.
Ray,
so just a rebuttal to what to what Donald just said. So you're not a big fan of them or of him per se of his play on the field, but the question is more: do you think that Jackson Dart or Tyler Schaub is better than him?
I think Schaub is better than both of them.
Okay.
So I think he's better than both of them.
So my thing is, go back to what
point.
So to go back to what Jody was saying, okay, even if they say that, and I agree with what Mike said wholeheartedly. I actually agree with that. We do sometimes, and not saying we on this show, but I think we as a society, we take too much, we put too much stock in what other people outside of our culture have for us to say about us. We need to start gatekeeping our culture more, but that's neither here nor there. That's another topic.
Well, that's not getting to that.
But I will say other people had opportunities to get Schaub too. Like it wasn't just Cleveland. Other teams need quarterbacks too. It ain't just Cleveland. So my thing is they passed on him. They got another quarterback in the third round, got Shedeur, and they still didn't pick him. So evidently they wasn't sold on him regardless. It wasn't like they only got one quarterback, and they got two of them, and neither one of them was Tyler Schaub. So I just look at it like, say what you want to say, and it is what it is. And people love to discredit what that young man is able to do. But guess what? We'll get to see the full spectrum of what Shedeur can be next year when he gets a full spring training, a full preseason. We get to see a full spectrum of him. Actually, if he gets a chance to be QB1, or if they're gonna turn the reins back over to your boy Deshaun Watson. But we'll get to see this from a full perspective instead of we seen how he was getting held back this year, and he still made sugar out of shit, and I commend him for that.
And I also think it's going to be very interesting, and I hate when this happens to young quarterbacks all the way around, but now he's going to be playing in his second system in 2 years, right?
Yep.
And that's never the best case scenario for any young quarterback. It's not going to be good for Dylan Gabriel. It's not going to be great for Shador.
Jalen Hurts went through it. It's part of it.
You got new cadences. You got new reads. You got a whole new offense. I'm just simply saying, so that's not the most conducive for quarterbacks.
I agree.
Most conducive is consistency.
Yes, sir.
But Mike, this is the thing that my bad, Donald. But the thing to what you just said is that he didn't really get to play in this system like that. Like, think about it. He only got to know what he could do week 11, week 12.
Right. This is what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
But he had to learn this from the moment he got drafted. That is the first of whatever, if it's the West Coast, if it's this or that, that's what he learned. And whoever's coming in next, I don't know if they're going to have something totally different. And he's got to learn what he learned.
No, I know what you were saying. I was just saying he really didn't get to, you know how some people get ingratiated in that kind of system. He didn't get ingratiated in that. So he can forget that quicker and learn this because he's going to have more time to prepare in that than he did in whatever he got in that one, because he was QB3. He wasn't even taking first snaps with the offense. So that's how I'm looking at it, but I get it.
And I thought, and even when they picked Tyler Shaw, I thought he was awful. I just seen the way he played, so I feel like at this point, I would say he was better than him.
He's got better coaching too, though, Donald. They're coaching him up better there too. They put confidence in the kid, and there's no pressure on. There's no pressure on him. And I know Jody's seen it. There's video. There's 3rd and 10. Shador's come to the sidelines. The head coach don't even get in the huddle and talk. Motherfucker, you're an offensive guy. Why are you not talking to the quarterback? Because he didn't
allegedly.
So for whatever reason, Shaw was better than both of them. I don't now the reasoning. Now I believe it always is reasoning in situations. So why you better? That's why
coaching matters, bro. Coaching matters, especially in NFL. Coaching matters.
I understand that. So at this point, Shaw maybe had better coaching, and he's better. At this point, Charlotte Shaw was better than both of these guys last year.
He said, "Are we down with Cole Moore?"
This is my issue. My issue is this. Now that we have the success of Sam Darnold, we had the success of Daniel Jones this year, I want my guy Shador to get the same fucking leeway of 6 and 7 fucking years until we get it goddamn right. Yeah, I said it. I'm sick of this bullshit that is good for the goose, it ain't good for the gander. It's cool that Daniel Jones can stink up the fucking joint for 5 to 6 years, get no competition in training camp, even though he was piss poor at best with the Giants. They did not draft no other quarterback in the first round. They didn't bring no veteran in there to compete with that job. Now Sam Darnold is everybody's darling, but this motherfucker is on his 5th goddamn team. And guess what? He wouldn't have even got to play in Minnesota if J.J. McCarthy didn't get fucking hurt his rookie year. Now, is he better than J.J. McCarthy right now? Absolutely. So I give him that. But what I'm saying is these quarterbacks all of a sudden are getting anointed to be these fucking this guy up here, but we need to give the same fucking leash to all these other guys. Shador's was a 5th round draft pick. Come on, man. How the fuck is the 5th? Y'all said he was 5th round draft pick, and now y'all expecting him to be better than the other guys? That doesn't even make sense, guys. So, yes, I do have an issue with them saying Jackson Dart because there's no spectrum where Jackson Dart or Tyler Shaw is better than Shador Sanders in college. And I'm not even going to go to all the superlatives. The Cleveland had the worst offensive line. Cleveland had the worst quarterback room. He lost, when he did take over the job, he lost the leading rusher on the team, and Junkins went out with a broken leg. I'm not even going to talk about those. And Njoku didn't play the last part of the season. He lost the tight end Fannin, who was one of the best tight ends. I'm not even going to say none of that shit because we all seen it. But to sit up here and act like Jackson Dart, and I'm not saying Jackson Dart not going to be good or he's not going to be good. But to sit up here and say that those guys are anointed better than him is what pisses me off. And we got our own culture. I'm with Mike. We got our own fucking culture that are saying that. And I can wait for it to be my turn because I don't give a fuck what them motherfuckers say. I ain't never. That's why I say don't even read shit from another fucking publication on this show talking about the NFL, NBA. No, I don't want to hear shit from another show. So yeah, I'm gonna always stand on that shit. Is Shador's going to be great? I don't know. I don't. But my thing is, give him 6 or 7 years before you say good or not. And that's my take.
So, but one thing I only want to say about that is, if you're a coach and you actually now say these guys actually believe that they're better, the coach is going to go with who he actually believes is better. I'm not saying I don't know.
I don't know if that's
better.
true.
Man, coach gonna go who he
No, bro. Cleveland
in
didn't
the
do
NFL,
that.
that's not necessarily true.
No, that's not true, Donald.
Cleveland didn't.
They didn't do that,
all I'm saying is,
Cleveland
quarterback position, as we know it, has to be judged differently. If you're going to judge Sam Darnold and give him 5 teams to go to, or you're gonna give Daniel Jones 3 to 4 teams to go to, then all these other guys should get the same leeway. And it don't just stand for him. It's not just for Shedeur Sanders. It's for Anthony Richardson. It's for Zach Wilson. We don't even know at this point. We don't know if Zach Wilson is good or not because he ain't been on 5 different teams yet.
But Joey, one thing about Shedeur Sanders, I'm gonna speak from a white man's point of view real quick since we talking about this shit. If Shedeur, whether he's with Cleveland or somewhere else, if he don't play the game, if you know what I mean when I say play the game, if he don't humble himself and act a certain way that they want him to act, he won't be in the league very long. I guarantee if it does not work in Cleveland, if he does not play the game, if he goes trying to act a certain way, the NFL that get rid of his ass.
But hold on, so he ain't distributed nothing but professionalism since he's been in the league. And I'm gonna go with this. So Trey Lance played the game and they let that motherfucker go. He ain't restarted.
He's still in the league though.
But he's a backup. He didn't get opportunity. What I'm saying is certain quarterbacks, if you look up, they got competition in their first or second year. Why is Anthony Richardson fighting for his fucking job? But you didn't do that shit to Daniel Jones. You didn't do that shit to Daniel Jones. Go look at the roster of the Giants. They didn't bring nobody into the Giants to compete with that motherfucker when he was throwing all them goddamn pick sixes.
I like comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. And just because it's a fruit doesn't mean that it's an apple. And Anthony Richardson, for black coach, white GM, black GM, the very moment that man checked himself out of the game for being tired, that changed the whole dynamic. And you don't get, life is not fair. There's not a fair tree out here where you just go and pick a fair fruit and then we're just gonna have fairness all the way around. Life ain't like that. You must take advantage of opportunities that come to you. Now, I think Shedeur was mistreated in the draft. I think there's a whole lot that I could say on his behalf, but everybody doesn't get all the same chances, the same opportunities. And that's one way or another. Tim Tebow got less chances than anybody for a guy that won a playoff game that they just kicked to the curb, like just because he was a good guy and had faith and wasn't all willy-nilly. That was the knock on him, that he brought too much attention to your locker room, right?
Like I said, I agree with that. This is something we could definitely channel because it'll be going on 2 hours and I'm hungry as shit. But this is a good topic that I want to bring back if y'all want to talk about this. This is something we definitely need to talk about because, I mean, I'm judging quarterbacks completely different now, guys. I mean, I'm judging them. I'm giving them 6-7 years before I say they bad or not. Because ain't that what they did with Sam Darnold? I know we don't want to say that, but it's got to be that way. We're not going to always get lightning in a bottle, and everybody not going to come in the league and be this great quarterback as we can see. Because they did it with Rich Gannon too. Real quick, Eagles Philly said, I'm looking forward to the Seattle Seahawks to take care of business. I don't like nothing about New England. I hope Seattle Seahawks win the game by 3 touchdowns or 4. That will make me happy. He said his final thought is the Miami Heat honored the player when they won the first NBA championship when they beat the Dallas Mavericks. I'm sorry. He said in the NBA championship, A'ja Wilson and Bam is the best NBA WNBA couple.
So
Larry said,
I ain't heard that.
He said, are we done with Cam Ward? No, Cam Ward is just getting started. I think he just got to get some pieces. We'll see how that goes. King Ming said, Joe, do you hear about DK Metcalf and Shannon Sharp and Ocho all getting sued by the Lions fan Ryan Kennedy for $100 million for defamation? I got to look more into it. I heard about it. I heard about it. We'll talk about that tomorrow because I'm about to do some research on that. And then Larry said hopefully the Falcons draft Ty Simpson. My man Torres in the building. What's good? That's my brother. That's my big brother right there. Appreciate you coming through. He said, "What becomes of Watson?" We'll see. All we can say is we'll see. It may not be with Cleveland, but I think Watson is gonna have a resurgence in his career. He's only 30 years old. If you're giving everybody else another opportunity, give him one. That's just my
our culture. Our culture is our culture, though. Just the same way, kind of off topic, but you see how like Jay-Z and Pusha T name came up, Epstein files, but they ain't say nothing about Eminem.
Yo,
they gonna support. They gonna support there. That's just what I say all the time. Black people don't like black people, and they gonna help. They gonna help them get there.
I can't even argue with you on that, bro.
Hey, everybody out there, stay tuned to tomorrow's show because we got some heat. We're gonna take this one and bring it over until tomorrow. We got some heat coming for you guys on Against the Grain Sports, man. I'm your host, Jody Coleman of Against the Grain Sports. We got Ray, more than just a barber, Lindsay in the building. We got Donald, the voice of the youth. Happy birthday, young fella. We got Michael, the people champ, in the building. We got Jarrell Soul on Sports, Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. You can't forget about Andrew, mic'd up, Jason, the hefty lefty, and we can't do none of this without Jay Kane and the chef cooking it up in the kitchen. Ray, what we doing till tomorrow, my boy?
Hey, we working.
See y'all tomorrow.
Peace.